In this video, we're going to learn about natural log and e, and how to use e and natural log to solve algebraic expressions. So if we were to get a value, say, of 10 raised to the 2 power, or say 2 raised to the 7th power, we would be able to solve those values, right? We would know that it's 10 times 10, and then 2 followed by 6 more 2's. But what about a value of e? Well, e actually stands for a value that's roughly equal to 2.718. And where that comes from is, say that we had y is equal to 1 plus 1 over n, or x, raised to the n power. If we were to graph it, it would look something like this, where as x approached infinity, this value would get closer and closer and approach this value of e is equal to 2.718. And it has a lot of practical applications. So when we say e raised to a power of, say, 4, we're actually looking at 2.718 raised to the 4th power. Now, say we had a value, right, e raised to the 16th, which we could say is equal to some value here. Well, since we always take a look at, say, something like 2 raised to the 10th, we know that the inverse of that would be log base 10. Well, that's the same thing with e. We'd actually have log of base e of a value, which we also called this as the natural log, which we symbolize as ln. So if we were to graph a function of, say, e to the x, it would end up looking like this here. Now, if we took the inverse, right, an inverse is going to be off of this asymptote here of x equals y, the inverse, the natural log, would look something like this. So inverses being what they are, if we say had e raised to the 16th, and we took that to respect to, say, natural log, what would end up happening is, since these are inverses, they would cancel each other out. So all we would be left with would be a value of 16. That goes the same for, say, we had natural log of e raised to the x. Those would cancel out and we would have a value of x. And vice versa, if we had e raised to the natural log of x, those would cancel out, and again we would get a value of x. Those inverses cancel each other out. So we can use this information to solve equations. So say we had that e to the x is equal to 8. We would want to solve by x by itself, so what we would end up doing is taking the natural log on this side. And if we take it on that side, it means that we have to take it on the other side as well. Since natural log and e are inverse functions, they cancel each other out, and we would be left with x is equal to natural log of 8. Now, taking it a step further, say that we had 3 times natural log of 4x is equal to 24. So to be able to solve this, we would divide by 3 on both sides. We would get natural log of 4x is going to be equal to 8. Now, to get rid of this natural log, we're going to have to take e on this side and e on this side. If we do that, e and natural log cancel out, so we would get that 4x is equal to e raised to the 8 power. Dividing by 4 on both sides, that's going to give us a value of x is equal to e to the 8 over 4. So we could also use e to solve word problems. And a common equation that you'll see is either decay or growth, with decay being y is equal to a times e raised to the negative k times t, which will stand for time. So we can use this for actually solving half-life problems. So a half-life is a radioactive substance that is the time it takes for half of a specific atom to decay. The half-life of carbon-14 is going to be 5,730 years. So we'll use this information to determine a value of k and the equation for decay of carbon-14. So the first sentence, it actually gives it a way of how we would solve this. We know that half of a substance, 1/2, or we'll actually put down 0.5, is going to be equal to a, which actually stands for the initial amount, which we know would be 1 in this instance, times by e raised to the negative k times t, which we know would be 5730. So we'll put that here. We can use this information to solve for k by taking natural log of both sides, and what we'll end up getting is that natural log and e will cancel out, so we'll have natural log of 0.5 is equal to negative k times 5730. We can divide by 5730 on both sides, and if we do, we're going to get an answer for k as equal to 0.00012. We can use that to now plug it into our equation. So y would be equal to a, which would be the initial amount that we would have, times e raised to the negative 0.123012 times t, and that would be our final answer.